You all limp back in and use spells to get your hit points back. What is everybody's hit points at the moment?
I haven't done my hit dice yet, but I'm at I am at 20.
Yeah. Let me roll my Song of etc.
Okay.
I'm at full because it's more worthwhile for me to cast Goodberry than to roll a hit dice.
Okay.
So I'm at full. And
Okay.
And that's
And
two,
so
and
we
that's
recover-
two on the Song of Healing.
we recover half of our maximum hit dice on the long rest.
Yes, everybody's level 6, so everybody gets back 3 hit dice at the end of the long rest.
Okay, so I'm at max and max.
Yep.
I can roll another D8 then.
There's
And
no
everyone-
reason not to spend 3 hit dice if you're at full.
Yeah, get a bonus of
Yeah.
2 for my Song of Rest.
Plus 2? Okay.
Ciclon is at 20 of 35.
You guys spend the better part of the next day, actually the next 2 days, recuperating because you can't take 2 long rests back to back. So you have to wait about 12 hours before you can take a rest and then take the rest from there.
Yeah.
During this time, Serenity goes out and nets up, not a dragon turtle, but finds a pretty decent sized turtle, brings it back, makes soup in its own shell. Doesn't taste like victory. It tastes like concession.
It tastes like spite to Mahogany.
So you guys are formulating this plan to try to distract the merfolk while Mahogany sneaks in from a different angle.
Let's talk Mahogany. What are the pros and cons of you sneaking in versus me sneaking in?
Pro, I'm really good at stealth, while an
Okay.
octopus, I'm very fast.
Mhm.
I can probably get away from... I could probably swim faster than the merfolk, judging by how fast they were swimming the other day.
Yeah.
You're probably a little slower than them, and you also can't dash.
Right. What I was thinking, my pro is I can use Disguise Self to try and pass myself off as a wounded merfolk, which would account for why I can't move as quickly as I should be able to.
Does that change? Does that change what
my-
you are, or does that just change what you look like?
Just changes what I look like.
So as soon as they try and tend your wounds, you're gonna
Yeah,
find there's not actually a second liver there.
my con is that if I'm blown, I'm way less able to get out than Mahogany would be.
Alright, how is this then? What if we both go?
Uh-huh.
And if either of us gets spotted, we should be able to provide enough distraction between us to both get out.
Yeah, you wanna
Because we don't... If one of us gets spotted, it's not going to blow the other person's cover.
Right.
They're not going to be like, oh, there's an octopus here, therefore this person's clearly fooling.
Okay. Yeah. Let's use your detect or locate object spell first, though, so that we both know where we're going.
Yeah, the only thing is you're going to have to give that tablet to someone else to hold on to. Because it's going to find the nearest tablet, and if you're holding one...
Oh. Yeah, point. Ciclone, here, you take it.
Mahogany, you cannot cast Locate Object. It is a concentration spell.
Someone else can focus on me while I cast it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I
good for
can't take concentration. I'm too busy with my own problems.
So somebody's going to have to be with Mahogany when he casts the spell.
Riot was
It'll
already
start
planning
pinging
on
with it within 1,000 feet. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Disguise Self is not concentration, so I don't need to be concentrating on that.
Correct. So you're going to concentrate on Mahogany. Mahogany will concentrate on the spell. What is the rest of you jabronis going to be doing during this time?
I mean, Serenity, given the choice, was just rest. She still needs at least another day of rest.
Okay.
Can
Also,
Serenity cast Pass Without Trace on us?
Yeah,
Okay.
How long does that last?
an hour.
Because
So I can go with you to when you get close to it. When you start casting your other spells, I can... Oh, yeah, I'll hang out. I mean, I'll hang out in the area.
And that's not a concentration either, is it?
No.
Okay.
Is it actually? I don't know. I don't have to concentrate on anything else, so I don't honestly know.
And Elsie Clone, what's your job?
Yeah, I don't know what my job is.
Well, you've got to watch over the tablets, make sure no one gets them.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, then I can handle
Because
that.
let's be real, that mercenary could totally just grab them both back and then go, oh, Law of Osprey.
Lol, Osprey.
Law of Osprey.
Both happen.
From? Yeah.
So you're going to be looking over them back at the rest here?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and clear some of these dice away so I can pull this map back out. Are you informing the priests or Duardo about any of this?
Nah, screw those guys. They're not
Screw
gonna
those
help.
guys. Very good.
Yeah, it's just a 1 hour. It's not concentration.
Okay, cool.
Failed to load image. Super Mario Maker bookmark.nintendo.net.
I must have clicked the wrong bookmark.
That's a really good map.
That's not going to help, is it? That's not going to do it.
Oh god, no! It's an auto level!
Oh, D-Bones, how did you
That'll
fail
just make
us?
this even easier. Oh god, it's Spike.
Spike Spike!
He's loading in Big Bertha. That's a new random counter.
Listen, real talk, I hate auto levels so fucking much.
I like playing auto levels. I like N+ auto levels.
You're the worst. Okay, so Ciclon, you're back at the rest.
Yeah, back at the
Kelian
ranch.
is back there with you. And you guys, what is your approach? I mean, you see, you can go over the kelp bed, you can go back over the abyss.
Okay, let's not go through the kelp bed.
Help bet is no.
So where are you going? What's your approach? From which direction?
Hang on, let me get the vector paint line out. What do you think about this way?
That's what I was thinking too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mahogany, you're starting this journey with 1 level of exhaustion.
No, we just rested.
Right, but you
Yeah,
incurred
it's
2
twice.
you incurred 1 dragging everyone back, so you had an extra 1 that they didn't.
Okay, so yeah, that's...
Didn't you say we took back-to-back rests?
No, you can't take back-to-back rests. You can only take 1 long rest per 24-hour period.
Well, we're gonna get a level of exhaustion heading there anyway.
Yep.
So Riot and I are probably gonna rest before we head in, no matter what.
Okay.
Won't I not get the level of exhaustion because he's only got to carry me, not like all 5 of us.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we have to bring Serenity too.
She can swim.
Serenity's got
Already
a
has a ring.
All right. Well, yeah. Okay, that seems reasonable. I still don't want to go in with 1 level of exhaustion though, because what if I need to
Make a
check?
make me a strength check right now, Mahogany, because you're only carrying Riot.
Oh.
This is at disadvantage because you have 1 level right now.
16 is pretty good.
Then here comes the 2.
Oh, or 16.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, nice. I love
So you arrive without incurring a 2nd level of exhaustion. You're only carrying Riot. She's not very heavy, and then Serenity is swimming by you. You guys identify a couple of dangers on the way. The first of which being some kind of tentacled, fanged sea monster, but you managed to keep your distance. Swimming over this trench, how far above are you trying to keep up off the seafloor?
How
How
high?
big was that cone of fire that hit us?
It was enormous.
Okay.
I mean, you didn't have time to get out a ruler, but
How high were the merfolk swimming?
you guys were swimming kind of above the kelp bed, and they were at your level. The pros and cons are swimming low to the ground. It would be easier to remain undetected. There are more places to hide, and of course, there's less ways for the light to hit you. But you're closer to any possible dangers down there. Swimming high means there's nowhere to hide. You can't conceal your approach if somebody sees you, but you're less likely to run into.
Here's my thought. We're going to take a rest to get rid of this exhaustion from me, right?
Mhm.
If we do that, why don't we have Serenity cast Pass Without Trace to stealth us here? And then she can cast it again to tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm back
Okay.
my way. Sorry
Okay.
about that. Really sorry.
No problem. You and Ciclon are back at the rest guarding the plates while these 3 attempt to sneak in and steal the one from the merfolk.
Got it.
Okay, so Does that mean low or high is your approach? Is the question now?
Low if we're gonna use Pass Without Trace, because that
Okay.
should help us
Yeah.
hide from the things down there too.
Yeah, it'll keep you from kicking up silt or whatever.
Now, when you get to this rift here, as you come up to the edge of it, you feel extremely strong currents pulling down into it. So your option at this point is to go around, which adds another leg to your journey, or swim over it at enough height that the currents don't grab you. Or you can attempt to try to swim through them.
I'm thinking we stay here until tomorrow, and then swim through them.
Okay, so you're going to throw up the tiny hut at the edge of the rift here?
Yeah.
Sounds reasonable.
Okay.
Are the other guys going to come looking for us if we're here for a day?
Is who going to come looking for you?
Our allies, who I kind of assumed would be a quick smash and grab.
Oh no, Mahogany never was acting like it was going to be a quick smash and grab. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let me roll some random encounters here.
D12 plus D8. Go to the kelp bed.
You see a kelp bed to the right.
Camping out at the side of this rift, did you, again, camouflage the hut?
Yeah.
It's not great camouflage because it doesn't have the texture, actual shape of a rock, but
In the dark, it should be all right.
there's no darkness, though, is the problem.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Oh, right, because there's dim light everywhere.
Yeah. It's not even dim light, it's just
right.
light.
Okay.
Your approach from the south, outside of the rift, but also from the opposite direction of the merfolk village. And these creatures look like humanoid fishmen. They resemble the statue that you found swimming back towards the rest yesterday. And there's a lot of them. 14 or 15. And they take great interest in your hut. They're armed with, some of them have nets with cruel barbs weaved into them. Others have crude spears, and some have harpoons. And let me look up Layamit's tiny hut. I don't think they can do anything about the tiny hut. I think they can just poke it a
I don't
bit.
think they can.
Yeah.
Presuming they couldn't dispel it.
Well, yeah. That's...
Shut up.
It doesn't say that like it has hit points, right?
No, they can't. They can't like spear it to death. But they could dispel it if they had a caster, which they don't. They leave two of them behind. Two of them with spears to guard this bizarre outcropping. What about hearing? Can you hear anything out there outside the hut? I'm going to say you can because you can see outside of it.
Yeah.
They're communicating in a language none of you speak. Mahogany, you've been in the ballpark of this language before. It sounds like an offshoot of Aquan, but you don't understand the words anymore. They seem to come to some agreement. So two of them are left behind to guard the hut, while the rest of them, the 12 or 13 of them, head back the direction they came. Presumably to figure out what to do about it. This happens towards the beginning of your rest.
Okay.
So what's
Not
next?
much we can do, but wait out the rest.
You gonna wait it out?
Yeah.
100 merfolk appear.
Of course.
We
No,
swim
we
away
didn't kill
again.
two of them. Killed two. What
Yeah,
we
you're
did.
right, 98.
No, I think they got out.
Getting on towards the end of your rest, a huge school of fish appears off to the south. One of the two creatures guarding your hut disappears into the school, returning with a net full of fish after about a half an hour hunt, and they begin to gorge themselves on it. Go ahead and take the benefit of the long rest.
Okay. So we're no levels of exhaustion.
No
right?
exhaustion, we're all at full hit dice, I think.
Yeah, I need to roll some to get hit points back, but this should max me.
Hey, Kelian, we should probably do that too.
Let me throw in my meager
Everyone has
sword.
their three
Here's,
good berries.
here's an extra 4 for you.
So what's your
Well,
next
yeah, I'm
move?
back.
The situation is you guys are inside the hut with these 2 humanoid fish people guarding outside.
It's been a while. Do they look like they might fall asleep?
No. They both look alert, just a little bored.
Okay.
What do you think?
I
Rush them, knock them unconscious, and then do the plan?
I figure we can get a surprise round in if we bury ourselves in and I drop the hut.
Wait, what if we just hide and you drop the hut?
Where are you going to hide?
Are we like? Is this immobile sphere in the center of the water, or is it against the ground, or what?
It's sitting on the ground, but
it's
he
against
needed like a 10-foot radius clear spot to set it. So there's
Okay.
nothing really to hide behind down here.
Yeah. It's a cube, by the way.
It's a cube?
Right.
That's right. It's an octagon.
Before we do that, maybe we should do locate objects, see if we're close enough to find out where it is. Because that way we could leave as soon as we did this.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
I mean,
Seems reasonable.
before even
Try-
casting the spell, you know you're nowhere near within 1,000 feet. Because you're not within 1,000 feet of the village.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I have no way of judging this distance. Alright.
Loose rule of thumb, it's about a mile between 2 numbers, give or take. I'm not a mile, about an hour of travel. So maybe a couple of miles in between 2 numbers.
Okay.
Loose rule of thumb. I know the distances are stretched and squashed a bit.
A mile is what, about 5,000 feet?
Yeah,
Give or take?
5,000 metric feet. Only on Mechanist, though.
Yeah, 5,280 feet.
So what's next?
Alright.
Do you want to go for the surprise round?
Yeah, let's go with the first surprise round. We'll knock them unconscious. We'll move on.
Yeah.
All right, roll
ready.
initiative.
Kelian's not here, so we don't have to worry about someone killing them.
The bad part about random encounters, of course, is I have to constantly be referencing the monster manual.
Yeah.
All right. Riot, where are you at?
I'm at a 5. If I remember it. Yep, 5.
That's a number.
And Serenity.
20.
And Mahogany.
16.
16. We will start the turn order. So, Serenity and Mahogany, you're holding actions to attack once the hut comes down because you want that element of surprise?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Serenity's holding an action. What action?
I don't.
She's a. Oh.
She can lower it with concentration, so I mean, it can happen on Serenity's turn.
Is that what's happening?
I mean, it works out the exact same way as holding an action.
Is that what's happening, Riot?
Wait, what?
Do you want us all to go on your turn, or do you want to drop it on Serenity's turn?
Oh, let's all go on my turn.
Okay.
Okay. Ugly Fishman is clearly surprised. Riot drops the hut. That triggers Serenity's action.
All right, I'm gonna just maul the closest one non-lethally.
Very good. Do it.
That'll hit a 26 on armor class.
That's good.
For 15.
For 15. And as soon as the hut disappears, you come swinging out with your maul at the guy on the left. Kind of rude, if you ask me. And Mahogany, you got a held action.
Okay, yeah. I'm just going to smack them with my, whatchamacallit mace.
Shillelagh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, sure.
You know, the whatchamacallit. I don't know why I'm rolling damage instead of attack roll. That's a 1?
It's not gonna do it.
No.
Swinging at the guy and...
But now I'm not in the hut, so I can become a giant octopus if I want to on my turn.
Riot. You also have an action.
Let's Vicious Mockery, the one that Serenity took a swing at.
5 doesn't pass your spell save, does it?
Not by a mile. So it takes 3 psychic damage and has disadvantage on its next attack.
Okay, and the second ugly fish man is surprised. Alright, Serenity, you're up.
Let's go ahead and do another
Love tap.
non-lethal
tap.
maul. 16 on armor class.
That hits.
I didn't make my second attack last turn. 14 damage.
Okay.
Is he still up?
Oh yeah. Barely,
Second
but
attack.
he's still up. He's bloodied.
17 on armor class
That's good.
for 14 damage.
And that's enough. And you were looking to knock him out, non-lethal.
Yeah.
And you bludgeon him up the side of the head a few more times, and before he even knows what hit him, the grip on his harpoon loosens, and his body listlessly floats next to the rift. Moving or staying put?
I'll move over next to the other one.
Okay, Mahogany, you're up.
Alright, I'm going to shift into a giant octopus.
As you
And
do.
I'm going to smack it with my tentacles. That's a 20.
That's good.
They're grappled and restrained. And they take non-lethal bludgeoning damage.
Which one?
The one that's not unconscious already?
Okay. Bludgeon him.
That's 11. 11 bludgeoning.
points.
I don't think we can describe what's happening right now because of, Twitch decency, policy.
I think I saw this in an anime once. Moving or staying put?
I'm staying put.
Hey, Riot, you're up.
Let's Vicious Mockery again. The only cantrip I have at work.
How does a 15 do?
That doesn't do it.
Alright.
So he takes 2 psychic damage and he has disadvantage on his next attack. Not that he's going to get another attack.
No, but he's going to try to break the grapple.
Escape DC is 16.
So this 8's not going to do it?
No.
And you just feel him futilely struggling against your grapple. You've got his spear pinned up against his chest. You're just allowing him no movement. His tail is slashing around wildly.
Riot's Vicious Mockery, by the way, is she's just like slapping her knee and laughing hysterically.
Patting her legs, but you wish you had some of these, asshole! Serenity, you're up.
I like
There's
it.
still one up. This tentacle hugged.
Oh yeah, he's being hugged pretty severely.
Let's go ahead and add a love tap. That's 14 on armor class.
It's good.
Karen could do this in the original Flumph. The whole tentacle-y mess.
For 9 damage.
Okay. Is your intention just to continue to beat this guy until he falls unconscious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you actually have advantage when attacking him.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
he's restrained.
Oh, it didn't matter, but whatever. Second attack will hit. Get the D4 out of here. For 11 damage. For 11 love tap damage.
Okay. Mahogany, what's up with you?
I'm going to try to knock him unconscious with my tentacles.
Just squeeze him until his eyes pop out of his head?
The way I'm reading this, tell me if I'm reading it wrong. It says, while I'm grappling him with my tentacles, I can't hit another target. Which makes me think I can hit him.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. I just had this stat block open a minute ago. But I'm like 60% sure that's the case.
The octopus can't use its tentacles on another target.
Yeah,
So I can use them on him.
what you're doing is your tentacle attack is squeezing him.
Right. So I'm going to try to squeeze him unconscious. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Shh.
Shh, only dreams now.
Only dreams now. That's not gonna hit though. 8.
8. Did you roll with advantage?
Squeezing is hard.
You get to roll with an advantage.
Oh right, because I'm holding him. Whoa!
Oh.
Ah! That'll hit.
That'll hit, yes.
Alright.
It's almost the notorious double 5s.
That's 14.
14 damage.
Bludgeoning.
And he is out. Here's the next difficulty. These two guys, if you leave them here unconscious, the current will eventually sweep them into the rift and suck them down. Do we care about that?
Yeah, no, Serenity's gonna just take their bodies, swim up a bit. Do they float? Are they neutrally buoyant, or what?
It would be better to secure them next to or behind something.
Is there anything around here that would be suitable?
Yeah,
Mahogany
up on the
moves his
shelf
tentacles
above you.
in and- Oh, go ahead.
Okay, and she'll leave a good berry with each when they wake up.
Okay. And from there, you're going to continue your journey onward.
I got 2 good berries this morning, right? Or 3 good berries this morning.
You got
right,
3 good
Mahogany?
berries this morning,
Yep.
so you now have 1.
Yep.
Kelian, Elsie Clone.
Hey,
There's a light rapping on the door to your room at the rest.
who is it?
Kelian looks at Ciclon for opening the door crack.
Elsie one calls out, who is it?
It's Eduardo.
Your good friend.
Yeah. Elsie one opens the door.
And he's standing there, looking nonchalant as usual. Looks around the room, sees how empty it is. Where have your friends gone off to?
They went off to do a thing.
Mighty secretive, mighty hush-hush.
Aye.
Where do you guys have the Raharui?
I figure Kelian is hiding them in his
Yeah.
pack.
So they're in his pack? That's not really hiding, that's just in his pack.
Yeah, but definitely not making.
But you don't know where his pack is. Tapping my nose.
Well, the only hiding place would be the secret compartment the Raharui was in the first place, which is the last place they would expect to look. No, Eduardo kind of presses for more information about where your companions went.
Well, you know, you want that kind of information. Everything has a cost.
He
Elsie
nods,
one grins slightly.
and he says, "Very well said." Says, "You know, when I spoke to you about the sunken wreck and about the whereabouts of these Raharui, I was expecting you all to, well,
Yeah, we
die very quickly.
know. We
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But now I'm thinking, perhaps these are the crazy bastards that will actually complete this pilgrimage. Perhaps these are the folk who will actually get inside the High Temple."
Okay. Well, I think we got the crazy part down. I think that is fairly well covered. So
He says, "I may not have been entirely truthful when we spoke last, for
No.
Elsie Clone is exactly the same thing right there. He slaps the side of his cheek in false shock.
he says, and you have my sincerest apologies. I'm
Understandable.
under strict orders from the priests on how to approach guests. But now that I'm thinking that you can succeed where so many fail, I'm wondering if there might be a bit of more coin in it for me. If I were to aid you further, beyond the capacity with which the priests are comfortable."
I'm listening.
He asks if he can come into the room.
Elsie Clone steps aside.
Kelian shrugs.
He says that no doubt when you gain access to the High Temple, there will be no small amount of treasure therein. And there are 5 of you, so I imagine you'll be splitting it 5 ways. He says, "Cut me in for an equal share. I can tell you where the other 2 Raharui are. I can tell you the dangers that guard them, and I can point you to a potential ally that may assist you.
Ciclon looks at Kelian and Ciclon nods. I'm cool with that idea.
What does Kelian say?
Kelian just crosses his arms, giving a doubtful look.
And he feigns offense when Kelian crosses his arms and glares at him. And he says, "Now, I admit, I haven't been totally truthful, but that doesn't mean I've lied. All the information I've given you so far has been good, has it not?"
Ciclon nods in and say, "Yeah, you got a point there."
I mean, forgive my skepticism here, but how do I not know that this is just part of a grander plan?
And he laughs and he says, "Look at me. Do I look like the kind of man who has a grander plan?" And he very doesn't.
Ciclon shrugs and says, "Yeah, I say we take him up on his offer."
Well, I'm not making any decision like that without our companions present. I'm not going to cut them off of their share of the treasure without them agreeing to that.
Yeah.
I
you
think
got a
that's
point.
only fair.
You got a point. I agree with that. Yeah, you make a very compelling argument, sir.
Kelian just doesn't want to pay without the rest of us paying our
Yeah,
fair
I was
share.
gonna say Kelian never even considers just paying out of his share.
Eduardo agrees that fair's fair. And he admits that he thought approaching the 2 of you alone would give him better odds than approaching everybody as a group. He says, "You work well enough together in combat situations, but during negotiations there seems to be a lot of disagreement and fighting betwixt the lot of you."
Ciclon just chuckles.
Well, my solution is generally to first put a bolt through something. That's
Yeah,
usually frowned upon.
Ciclon nods at that.
So I've learned to defer judgment, or defer my reaction to those sorts of situations to others. For the sake of harmony. Tends to work out better that way.
He says, "That's all well and good, but do me one favor. Work out your negotiations before you come and find me after your friends return. If your friends return."
I'm confident then. They're a wily bunch. I'm sure they can handle whatever they're running into.
Meanwhile, in the Hell Realm,
He's not worried about that. He doesn't want to be sitting at the table as you all disagree about whether or not to cut him in on a share. He wants you guys to come to that decision and then bring your answer to him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Sure.
no, that makes sense. Because he clearly has a shortage of time on his hands here.
You mean he doesn't want to witness our bickering? I'm shocked.
And then he goes back to doing whatever it is he'd do with his day. Back over here at the ranch.
No, we're at the ranch. They're off somewhere else.
No, I decide where the ranch is. I'm the DM, thank you. You lose 3 levels.
we don't really bicker. Riot just tries to fuck with the other person we're dealing with. Serenity and I do whatever we feel like. Ciclon shakes his head, and then Kelian kills someone.
We do whatever needs to be done.
Now, but can you see how an outside observer might construe that as bickering?
No.
No. So the plan here is Riot's using Disguise Self, and Mahogany... Riot's going to concentrate on Mahogany. Mahogany's going to cast Locate Objects, and then turn into an octopus. Do I have that right?
Mm-hmm.
I just said all of those sentences.
Good
Those
job.
were all sentences. They were
Did
all
you
true.
include the point where Serenity asks her spirits to hide their movement?
Pass without
Yeah.
trace. So you can
That
read
happened
it.
first.
Okay. How much distance is Riot going to keep from Mahogany? Because Mahogany is going to be able to hide very easily with stealth, but Riot's plan is to not hide. Do I have that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so how much distance are you going to keep between the two?
I need to keep about 120 feet, so I can keep him within message range.
Okay.
'Cause we can communicate as long as we're within message range.
Okay. Mahogany, make a stealth check. You have advantage on this from like 6 different sources.
And a plus.
And a plus 10. Yeah. Riot, make a perception check opposing Mahogany's stealth check.
Okay. Perception, okay. Alright, I get a 22.
33.
Okay, so here's the difficulty. Once Mahogany turns into an octopus and uses the camouflage, Mahogany is functionally invisible to Riot. You know about where he went, but you don't know where he's going to be moment to moment.
The good
If
news...
you're trying to keep at the max distance of message, 120 feet, I'm going to incur a percentage chance per round that you lose him.
Okay. The good news is I don't have to be able to see him.
Right. But if you're keeping that 120 feet,
Yeah.
there's a chance that because he doesn't know exactly what that measurement's going to be, if he slips 121 feet, you can't message him.
Right. Okay.
So we'll stay at like 100.
Okay.
Get it out nice.
And you manage to get into the Merfolk village. They've got little kelp and seaweed huts built on the stone floor. You see they've got gardens and farms of various ocean plants. Pathways in between houses just to make travel easier. There are a lot of caves as well, open caves born into the stone shelf here. That some of them look like dwellings, some of them look like meeting places. Patrolling the area as you come in through the perimeter are some of these spearmen whose paths you've crossed before. And Mahogany is keeping to the outskirt of this path leading in from the south, trying to keep to some vegetation, making sure that the camouflage is most well functional. In the far, far distance, far to the north, you can see a stone hill rising up out around a ring of large buildings. It's the most prominent feature in the area. And as a couple of these spearmen notice Riot, 2 of them swim over in her direction.
Okay.
And they speak to you in Aquan. They say something, but Riot doesn't speak Aquan.
And Riot points to her throat, which looks like it's been cut up a bit.
Okay.
And shakes her head.
Make a deception check at advantage.
I didn't even consider that you didn't speak Aquan.
I did!
Wow, this is crap.
Uh-oh.
No, you got a 7,
This
that's fine.
Is it 18?
18?
Yeah.
Well, what's crap about an 18?
That's a hella score.
Listen, I've made a lot of that's the lowest deception or persuasion check I've rolled this session, and they've all been bad.
Okay.
Like, none of them has convinced anybody.
They continue to speak for a moment, and then they begin swimming very slowly into the town. And your understanding is they're escorting you somewhere.
Okay. I guess I'll go with them then.
Okay. Mahogany, you're going to have to break free of the vegetation and go in towards the center in order to keep distance with Riot. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'll just... It looks like some of these huts are kind of tight together. I'll just kind of like weave my way through them.
Oh, Rick, sorry. Can we retcon one thing?
What?
I do know tongues. I completely forgot about it, but I do know tongues.
We won't retcon it, but I'll let you cast it now if you want.
Okay.
Is
Yeah,
it a
let's do
concentration?
that. No, it does not.
Okay, then Mahogany's still fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go ahead and cast it as they're escorting you into town.
Okay, yeah, let's do that then.
So you'll at least be able to, once they get closer to you, go like...
Actually, let me double check it'll work on Mechanos.
It's a divination school, not illusion.
I know. I know that now. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Phew.
What they're saying is that they're escorting you to a healer in town to see to your wounds, and they're kind of like pontificating, kind of wondering about how you came into those wounds. What was it that attacked you outside of town? And one of them seems a little annoyed that you were outside the borders to begin with. Mahogany, make a perception check.
Mm-hmm.
What is happening with Serenity at this point? You're just staying out of the borders?
I'm just waiting here for them to get back.
All right.
Unless everything goes to shit.
I guess I'll hide since I have
20.
passed without trace myself.
Go ahead and make a stealth check, Serenity, and tell me where you're hiding. Behind
Just
something.
any place out of sight from where they left.
Do you want to be in vegetation? Do you want to crawl into a hole?
Vegetation will work.
All right.
That was a 20 brick.
A 20? Very good.
What's my stealth check? 14 plus 15.
15. I really hope I roll Dragon Turtle here. Hoping for Dragon Turtle. There's a Kraken on this list, too. Gets even better.
That's a cracking option.
No aboleths.
And Serenity, your stealth was massive, right?
No, it was only 14. I rolled a 2.
Only
I
14?
rolled 4.
A plesiosaur swims by.
It's actually another giant octopus. And it doesn't notice you, Serenity, but if you move from this spot, it will.
I'll just wait. Turn his patient.
You seem to be very close to its nest. It seems to be dragging food back to a recess. And a minute ago, you're like, I'm glad I didn't decide to hide in that recess. I'm glad I'm hiding over here across the road.
Once it's out of sight, I'll move out of the way. I'll find a better hiding space.
As long as you're sitting there watching, it doesn't move out of sight. It kind of ducks into this recess, and it changes color, so now you're having difficulty seeing it as well.
Sorry, just wait.
You're pretty sure, though, that as soon as your companions come back, you're going to have to worry about this octopus. It's going to be like, I told you assholes not to follow me. Didn't I already... Mahogany. The healer that they're taking Riot to is one of these central houses around this large hill. And you realize that you're getting closer. You're seeing faint blue steam rising up out of the center of the hill. And...
Have I felt the pinging of the spell yet?
Oh, you already have the spell up?
Oh, yeah. It's concentration.
You do indeed hear the pinging of what you presume to be the Raharui from that area.
It's the next time that Riot messages me, which I'm assuming is like every 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I respond.
I'm trying to do it frequently.
Okay. Make a couple of percentiles here. Okay, and then the next time Riot pings you, you tell her, respond 25 words or less.
Alright, and when you say I feel it, do you mean I feel it on this 3?
You get the exact distance and direction, correct?
Right.
Then, yeah, it would be at the center, at the source of where you see this steam, this kind of glowing disturbance in the water coming up out of the center of that 3.
I'm going to be honest with you, Brick. I don't think the numbers would have mattered.
No.
I think we would have seen that thing and gone.
You would have got it.
Yeah.
Riot, you are being taken inside this healer's hut.
Okay.
And they bring you inside, and they close what looks like a seaweed flap over the front of it. It's empty at the moment, but they tell you that the healer will be along shortly.
Okay.
The center of this room is very hot. There is a large, what looks to be flotsam from a sunken vessel, a large wooden, I guess plate, for lack of a better term, and there's heat emanating from below it. Shelves along the outside of the hut, carved into the material that it's made out of, have a huge collection of underwater plants and ceramic jars, lots of different things. You see like exotic kinds of shells, pieces of sea animals, bones, scales, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just lining the walls. What do you do while you're alone in this hut for the time being?
Is this the hut where the pinging is coming from?
No. He indicate you're in, we'll say, you're in one of these huts around the outside here. The pinging is coming from up here.
Okay. Is there a window I can look out of?
There is not. There was a small semicircular entrance, and there's now like a thick blanket of kelp hanging over, so you can't see out. You could lift it easily enough and look out, though.
Yeah, let's do that.
And you're facing the direction of this hill in the center, underneath that 3. And again, these numbers are not supposed to be there. I'm sorry. That was my fuck
I
up.
really don't think they matter.
But you'd be able to see the nice artwork, and instead you see my big stupid Calibri 3.
I love
Yeah,
that 3. That 3's there.
I use Calibri. What? What's up?
That number is actually there.
You do. You see the giant 3, and it's angry. It's mad.
Colibri 3 is the name of my techno band.
That's Riot's next band, Calibri 3. So
That's
you
the
see
name of my next character.
you see the hill that I described from Mahogany, and you see the strange glowing steam rising up out of the center of it.
Okay.
What's Riot's intention? Just stay put for now?
Riot's going to... No, she's gonna leave this hut and go up to 3.
Okay. Are you trying to do this unseen?
No, but I am going to cast Disguise Self again while I'm here.
Okay.
Both to renew it and to change the disguise.
What's the new disguise?
Nice.
Let's see. I want to look like one of the guards.
Okay. That doesn't actually grant you equipment or anything, though, right?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. So it grants you the appearance of being a merman with the loose scale armor on.
Mm-hmm.
The sash, but not the horn, not the spear, not the crossbow.
Right.
And then what do you do next?
I want to go up to 3.
Okay. There's a lot of activity as far as merfolk go in the houses in and around here, but very little as you get up to the hill. You get up to the base of this hill and you realize there are stairs carved in, kind of spiraling up around it, as though at some point this hill were above water. What's Mahogany doing when you see Riot approaching?
I was probably already like right over here looking at it.
Okay. Well, right now you see Riot going up.
He knows even better where it is than I do.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep her in sight
Okay.
at this point because she's more likely to be able to actually grab it quickly.
Where the hell did Serenity come from?
Oh, sorry.
Trace not even in here.
I can use my
Over here.
towels.
Serenity really passed without trace.
Wow. You can just press R on her.
Right. Getting up to the top, there's a small caldera at the top of this hill, in which a very dense liquid, bubbling bright blue from the top. There's a little bit of heat as you approach the caldera, but not so much. It's not like getting hit by dragon breath like happened to you yesterday, which was the high point of my night. It's not scalding. It's not even really hot. It's just an uptick in the general heat of the area. Scanning the edges of the caldera, you see on the inside lip of the far wall another Raharui plate.
What's between me and it?
Nothing, just the bubbling caldera below you.
Alright, now I'm making a stealth check.
Are you going to try to hide down under the lip?
Yeah.
Roll it.
Okay, let's see. This is plus 10 from Pass Without Trace?
Yeah, it hasn't been an hour yet.
Okay.
Stealth.
22.
Okay. And you duck down behind the lip.
Because I have extra stealth. Like, I forget I actually have a stealth skill. So, 25.
And you easily enough, you look back to make sure nobody's watching, and then you dart down behind the lip. And there's about 30 feet between the top of this caldera and the surface of this heavier liquid bubbling down beneath you. Everything here is glowing this bright aqua color. And looking up, you see the column of blue steam escaping.
Message Mahogany.
Okay.
Get as close as you can to the edge of the lip without being seen.
Okay. And does it look like I can slip beneath the lip like Riot did?
Easily enough. I mean, you're an octopus. You can literally fit down into one of the crevices on the side of this hill and just swim up a crack. It's not the first time Mahogany swum up a crack. Let's be honest. Yeah, butt joke.
Jokes.
Who's going after the plate?
I was thinking that I could just slap my tentacle on it and sucker pull it away.
We're gonna Octodad this shit.
Make a Octodad. Okay, make a dex check at super disadvantage. You're no, make a strength check. DC is gonna be 20.
Can I bardic inspiration?
Yes, you can. And you're probably gonna have to.
Yeah.
D8. You can roll it, yeah. That's 12. What's it? 16.
16. You get your tentacle against it. The strength of your tentacles, the suction's just not enough to get away from the wall. You need a tool to manipulate it, pry it away from the wall, like you did the one from the ground. Yes, actually, it's like 5 days ago now.
Octopi can use tools. I know this from watching Animal Planet.
But you don't have one. All your tools merge into your being.
Right, it says be ready to grab that thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to thunderwave this thing.
The Thunderwave, this son of a bitch! As soon as she looks like she's going to cast Thunderwave, I wrap a tentacle around her and put it on the thing.
Okay. So we've decided that stealthy and quiet is no longer the way.
Well, maybe there's another way.
This is your not a cipher bonus kicking in.
Yeah. It's just look. It's the only tool I have, right? When everything is a nail and all you have is thunderwave.
All right, do it.
Yeah.
The wall makes a Constitution saving throw.
So there's a bunch of blue steam going up over the lip, right? I shift myself that color blue.
Okay. I mean, it's going to be... Anybody watching will be easy to see you. I mean, the steam's not going to obscure you. They're going to see you as a shape.
I was hoping it would be at least slightly hard to see, such that we could get away. Don't worry, I have other plans.
Oh, I know. Riot, you rub your hands together.
Yeah.
You throw out the thunder wave, and I mean, again, the thunderclap blows you backwards. It's so loud and bright. The whole side of the caldera, dust shakes off of it. Mahogany, you feel the Raharui come loose in your tentacle.
Alright, I grab it, and I grab Riot, and I book.
And you start hearing shouting from all around you.
We go straight up.
Okay. And as soon as you come over the lip of the caldera, looking down...
Oh, the ink stuff is coming out. As soon as I see something chasing us, I ink it in the face.
You're being chased from all directions, coming up from the ground in the circle. Not only by some of the militia that you've been seeing, but also just citizens of the town.
Oh, let me read out this ink, because this ink is really good.
It's pretty good.
A 20-foot radius of ink extends all around the octopus. The area is heavily obscured for 1 minute. After releasing, there's also a heavy current, get rid of it, but yeah. After releasing the ink, the octopus can use the dash action as a bonus action. I release this ink, swim directly up so that the ink is still blocking me from their vision, and go 120 feet.
So 120 feet straight up from the caldera.
Yeah.
What's your intention after you get the Raharui and get free?
I want to go up, completely go over this, like bat out of hell all the way down here, ram into Serenity, also picking her up, and flee.
If anyone is giving particularly tenacious chase, I'm here riding shotgun with more Thunderwave.
They do give tenacious chase. The problem is they're not fast enough to catch you. I mean, you blow their speed is nowhere near that of an octopus.
Yeah.
Roll initiative.
Who's all rolling initiative right now?
Well, not Kelian and Ciclon. They're camping.
Yeah,
I keep grabbing 2 dice whenever I'm told to run a d20. Like, I catch myself every time. I haven't accidentally rolled advantage yet.
And I need you to make a strength check, Nodal.
Keep trying for it. Alright.
Oh,
Well, my advantage is really bad, but at least I made that strength check.
Okay. What's your initiative, Riot?
it's 7.
7?
My initiative is poop.
Serenity?
9.
9. And Mahogany?
6.
6.
Rolling a 1, I'm almost as bad as Riot. Or I'm slightly worse than Riot.
I mean, you guys are several hundred feet away before the merfolk realize which direction you're going, and you manage to get back to Serenity's position without dragging a tail. I mean, you're going so much faster than they are. But when you arrive, this giant octopus that found Serenity emerges from its cave, thinking you're a predator, thinking you are competition. And it's going to get the first round on you, and now it's octopus versus octopus.
Dude, I said I was waiting for it.
This octopus got a posse.
You guys have no idea what
This
happened to
octopus rolled
Serenity.
deep.
Serenity's stealth is such that he beats both your passive perception easily. So it would not be amiss to just assume that this octopus ate Serenity.
I guess I shouldn't laugh. That's kind of attractive.
Man, whatever. We're rolling deep as the sea here.
How does an 11 do, Mahogany?
11?
That's your
I don't
AC.
think that hits.
It does.
it
Giant
does?
armor class 18 or
You
11.
know exactly what my AC is.
Yeah.
Why are you even asking
It's
me?
literally the same monster.
It's literally the same monster.
See, I'm just gonna tentacle you.
Alright. I'm going to roll, even though the worst thing that can happen is I no longer know that I'm holding this object. Oh, I passed, though. Of course.
What are you rolling for?
My concentration on locate object to make sure I know I'm holding this thing.
Oh, okay. Take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's fine.
And you're grappled and restrained.
Yeah, I know how it works.
Very
I'm gonna
good.
grab it back.
Serenity, you're up. You just saw.
Serenity emerges from the kelp,
Yeah.
ball in hand, barbarian rage, reckless attack, first on the octopus.
All
You said
right.
it's
Wait, how do you
11
know which
total?
octopus to hit?
The one that's not holding Riot.
The one that's bright blue.
Oh, yeah, that's right, I'm pretty blue.
I've also been watching the other one for like an hour while you guys were doing this.
Oh yeah.
So the first one will hit for 15 damage,
Okay.
and the second attack will hit.
Don't worry, Brick, I'll tell them when it's dead.
So how much damage total?
15 plus another 18.
Nice. It's definitely bloodied. And startled all to hell. Riot, you're up. You're currently grappled by Mahogany, who is grappled by an octopus. And if I really want to get jiggy with it, I will have an even bigger octopus come by and grapple the whole lot of you, and then you'll get swallowed
By a dragon turtle.
by a dragon turtle.
Does any of that affect my ability to cast Distant Whisper?
It does not. Grapple just means you don't have speed, you can't move.
Right. So yeah, let's do that thing.
Against an octopus? That seems weird.
Yeah.
I've got a 15.
Well, that's not going to do it.
Okay.
Let me get out my D6ers. This is just a standard level 1. The intent is just to make it go away.
Okay.
Yeah! That's a 12 damage.
All right. And it has to move where?
Away from me, it's speed.
I get no way.
Oh yeah, and you do.
I have to make a ruling first, though. Because the thing is, it's not grappling you.
Oh yeah.
It's grappling Mahogany, and Mahogany's grappling you.
Can I make an escape DC to get away from it?
On your turn, you can, yes.
So that'll hit
It might not matter here in a second. Let's see what
for
Serenity
14
does.
damage.
14? Okay. The octopus begins to dart away in fear and confusion of what's hitting it, but it doesn't let go of Mahogany. So this would have been like a perpetual movement machine. Like, it just forever just keeps trying to swim away from Riot, who it's holding on to. But it ends up not mattering, because as soon as it starts to turn and move, Serenity swings with her maul and knocks it into meat.
And grab it and bring it for dinner.
Do we really have time for that?
It's too big, Serenity. It's a giant octopus.
You're an octopus. You can't talk right now. You have to octopus. You have to go.
No, you can understand the look in Mahogany's giant rolling eyes.
Serenity will pull out a knife and cut off at least one tentacle and bring that back with her.
Off of Mahogany? Damn, that hurts.
It's fine, it'll grow back.
Mahogany, if you carry if you carry Riot back, you are going to incur level exhaustion.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So I'll just roll random encounters for the way back. And it looks like you're in the clear.
Yeah.
Alright.
That was a much better plan.
That was a good plan. To be fair, this was just another prison break. And our last plan for that worked out really well.
Yeah. Yeah, the plan for prison break that worked was not let's fight all the
Oi!
What I'm basically saying here is, Riot, we should collaborate on every plan.
Yeah.
That
What?
involves
What is-
bring things from other things.
What is with all these smiley faces?
Oh, they were under all the dice, and I was getting bored.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, my game's boring. God.
Well, I just didn't get the chance to do anything bullshit for very long, and I decided
What are you talking about?
It was like 30 seconds recruited between bullshit things.
I think that deserves a mega blip.
Kelian and Ciclon, you guys are back at the rest when your companions arrive. Tired, exhausted, but in good spirits.
And with some dinner.
And with some dinner. They brought back a big old octopus tentacle that's more than enough to feed all of you.
Right on.
It's delicious and inky.
How many pounds is that?
Let's see. A giant octopus is a large beast. There's enough meat there for all of you to have a meal, easily.
Are there any ink sacs in that tentacle?
No.
My question is
Then
it
I
more
turn
than-
into an octopus and spray it with ink so that we can cook it in the ink.
Ugh.
Ah, no, that sounds terrible.
That's a delicacy.
So that awful thing happens. What do you guys tell Duardo after you get back and Kelian and Ciclon inform you of Duardo's offer?
Yeah, Elsico's going to bring you guys up to speed. Basically, the gist of it is, and whatever loot that we find in this temple, we split 6 ways instead of 5.
But he doesn't want our loot that we already have, just the stuff from the temple?
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Riot's
presumably
included
there's
because she gives away
probably...
90% of her loot anyway.
He can have our
Serenity's fine
material.
with...
What's a little bit more?
He can have our material goods and anything that suits him best.
Serenity's fine with it as long as he gets last pick.
Give him
Yeah,
last
that's what I'm
pick.
saying. Like anything that suits him best.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. He's not going there. He's not doing any of the work. He
Yeah,
gets last pick.
he's not going through any of the danger. He can get a share of the loot, but he has to take his pick last.
Yeah.
Sounds fair. I'm down with that.
That is our counter offer then.
So the next question is, do any of you inform the 2 priests about this plan to cut Duardo in on this treasure?
Nah.
Okay.
They might want to cut.
They've
Yeah.
indicated that they're fine with Duardo's wheelings and dealings. So Riot's got no more beef with Duardo.
Okay. So who approaches Duardo with the good news?
Kelian will.
Yeah,
Keelan
I
will
imagine
do it.
Kelian would probably be the best candidate for that.
Okay, so Kelian waves Duardo over to your room. He comes in. And what do you tell him, Kelian?
You can have a cut, but you get last pick.
He nods. He says that's fair.
Alright.
And
Sticks out his hand to shake on it.
he does.